Welcome to day 3. Nick got day 2, so he's spinning Rumpelstiltskin. I'm spinning Maraschino, Targi Bamboo Silk.
I'm going to double check that.
I will pause for you.
Okay, no, yeah. We should have found now. Good.
It helps if Nick actually plugs the mics in.
It does help. It's not always necessary. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it is kind of necessary.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks for telling us, though. Otherwise, we would have gone like hours without... Not hours, but...
Hours?
At least 45 minutes.
We could have mimed the entire day. People could have ad-libbed for us.
Yeah.
People in the chat would have had to try to, imagine what our conversation was.
So I rolled 2. And I was saying I never get to do this. I'll tell you guys what I'm actually spinning. So I'm spinning Rumpelstiltskin, which is 50% merino, 25% Shetland, 12.5% Tussa silk, and 12.5% sari silk. And you didn't, you just said you were spinning maraschino, but then...
I said it's Targi Bamboo Silk.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah. So I really like this blend because Targi can be a little bit Velcro-y because it's so crimpy and robust. And the bamboo and the silk make it a little bit... adding some slippy fibers makes it easier to draft.
I feel like I have a question there, but I'm not sure what it is. Like, why does it make it easier to draft?
Well, it's because the slippy fibers get in between all the grippy fibers.
It sounds super technical.
Super technical.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you for all the people who signed up for my blends class over the last 2 days. I'm sure you heard about it somewhere.
Is it full now?
It is at a comfortable state. I think both of them have 20, which I think there might be 4 more spots in one of them. I forget what I said I could do. I think they're both all full now. Because that was one where I had to be really limited on how many more seats I could add because I was limited on fiber for class kits.
By the way, James Netter says, day 3, wee, great color. And Natalie also thinks it's gorgeous. Lipstick Lawyer says, Slippy Grippy sounds like a colorway name. And Diane says, I love Targi Bamboo Silk and the color is great. So is this hand-dyed?
Yes. Targi Bamboo Silk is the hand-dyed top this year. So there will be 3 more colors of... And I really like all the hand-dyed colors this year. Sometimes I pick things because I just need to fit into the color scheme. But I didn't do that this year.
So there's a lot of other hand-dyed Targi Bamboo Silk is what you're saying.
They're 3. That's always the structure of Base12. There's 4 of each fiber type.
But some people are new this year, so gotta educate.
If you can't tell, I kept on hinting there are warm colors and there are cool colors. We're starting off with the warm colors. If you couldn't figure that out by now.
Yeah, and from looking at my bobbin or what I was spinning yesterday, you can tell that I, was towards the further end of the...
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What else is going on here? So we had a wonderful snowy day today.
Yeah, we got probably 5-6 inches of snow.
And I went outside to enjoy the snow. Decided to try and use the snowblower. The snowblower didn't work.
We haven't had to use it for years, so that's no surprise.
Decided to try and shovel. I only got about a quarter of the way that I really wanted to get. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go and enjoy the snow with the kids. And the kids were like, this snow's no good for snowmen. It's no good for sledding. I'm going back inside. I was like, but snow angels and just kicking around and nope. So.
It's also in the teens.
It was also in the teens, so I can't blame them too much. Adrian did help me shovel, so that was great.
Yeah. And a neighbor came over and helped clear the driveway with their little mini plow.
Which was great. Super thankful to the help of neighbors. Oh, we didn't get to talk about this yesterday, and you wanted to mention this.
What?
Great holiday movies.
Oh, yes.
Your
Because
favorite?
we've started watching some of our favorites.
Is Anna and the Apocalypse your favorite, or is it just up at the top?
It's up at the top.
So Anna and the Apocalypse, I think we mention this every year because it's so ridiculous. It is a Christmas zombie musical.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just keeps getting better every time we
It
watch
does.
it.
It really does get better every time.
And it is incredibly just ridiculous and irreverent and
not appropriate for kids.
Yeah, no.
Several of our Christmas movies are not appropriate for kids.
Lots of blood and gore. But like for the first like 2 or 3 songs, the main characters don't even notice that there's zombies around, and it's hilarious. So Hollis watched Love Actually, which is her favorite. Yes, that is definitely
that is also on our watch list.
Our
every
watch
year.
list for sure.
Spirited, which is
Spirited is a great one. That's on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ryan Reynolds and oh gosh, what's his name?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Which that's
modern
a
retelling of
fantastic comedy.
Christmas
combo.
Carol, and it's a musical.
Yeah, we like musicals.
Yeah.
Amy says It's a Wonderful Life is a perfect movie in my book. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Me either. Maybe we should.
Maybe we should, since it's a perfect movie. There was that one that Neil Patrick Harris tried to make a thing a while back, which just didn't cut it. Where it's all about him getting a Nintendo when he was a kid.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that?
I remember watching that one. That was not good.
I was like, man, Neil, like 99% of the stuff you do is great, and then this doesn't hit.
Patrick Stewart, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's a good one. Going back on the irreverent side, Harold and Kumar 3.
Yes.
The first 2 are not Christmas movies, but the third one is a Christmas movie. Definitely inappropriate.
Yes.
Amy says, I have a DVD I can loan you, assuming you still have antiquated technology to watch it. We
do.
We've been pulling out the DVDs and the Blu-rays a little bit more often now. Now that the streaming companies have decided we're gonna decide.
Everywhere?
Well, ads everywhere, and we're gonna decide what you get to see and what you don't.
Yeah.
Which I still need to get around to buying a copy of the real Super Mario Brothers movie. Not that silly, really good animated one, but the silly, terrible live action one, which is an absolute requirement. Our kids wouldn't watch it.
What? The bad Super Marios?
Yeah.
I
mean, John Leguizamo.
Yes.
All right, moving along. Joanne says, in my opinion, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And Lipstick Lawyer said it at the same time, so they've been jinxed now.
I had a college roommate who really loved Die Hard.
Yeah. Which I don't think I've actually seen Die Hard either.
I think I've seen it.
I've seen pieces of it.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing, though. What else did we watch? Oh, there's All of the Other Reindeer.
Yes, that is one of your favorites.
That is one of my favorites. And Prep and Landing just makes me cry every time. I don't know why. Gets me in the feels.
I don't know.
Klaus, animated, is charming.
Oh,
we need to watch Rise of the Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians. And then what was the one that that I'm knitting the hat from?
Red One.
Red One
Red One. That was a good movie too.
with The Rock.
You know, I have never. I hate myself for saying this, but I think everything I've seen that has The Rock is really entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love The Rock as an actor. Not because he's a good actor, but because he's just like, this is what I'm going to be, and I'm doing it, and everybody writes so well for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was like the Jungle Cruise movie, which should not have been good.
It was only a thing because of him.
Yeah.
Black Adam, like...
Mm-hmm. Which I have not seen. You have seen it.
You haven't seen Black Adam?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
You see things on airplanes, and...
Yeah. I think I've seen Black Adam twice now, though.
Never with me.
Yeah. Well, there was the new Superman movie that I watched twice, and I did not want to do that.
I appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, Joanne agrees. With The Rock, it's always fun. Natalie says Annabelle's Wish. No one has ever seen it. Oh.
Ooh.
We'll have to
look
it
up.
The terrible thing is it on streaming?
Yes.
But I'll have to look it up. Yeah. Anastasia, I think, would fit as a holiday movie.
Yeah.
There's enough snow.
There's snow.
Well,
we have very...
What did we say? Iron Man 2 was a holiday movie as well?
Yes. Because we went through all the Marvel movies, and it was like, which ones have, like... Because Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The Hawkeye series is a Christmas movie. A Christmas series. We had a couple years where we forced, like, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that anything we watched with the kids had to be a holiday movie.
Yeah.
And so it kind of broadened the spectrum of what consists of a holiday movie.
Was there any other Marvel movies that was a holiday?
I think there was one of the Spider-Mans.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's our extensive list.
So we should talk about our other kind of Advent calendar that we're doing this year.
Oh, the tasks.
Yes.
So, I don't know if I was the only one because of the algorithm, or if this was a push that that the BBC was doing, but I don't know if it's BBC actually. But anyways, there's a British show called Taskmaster that gives a bunch of British comedians tasks to do, and hilarity ensues because the tasks are usually well-defined but ambiguous enough so that people can come up with unique solutions that can
Very
kind
creative
of
solutions.
If you, the more creative the solution, the better, both from an entertainment standpoint and from a winning standpoint.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the ones that I remembered from the most recent season was there was a team. They split into two different rooms. One room had like 7 cups filled with liquids, and the other room was a kitchen, but it had 7 empty cups. And they had to communicate to each other, initially just by yelling through the walls, to try and match the cups. So the first team, they started... and there was a limitation that you were only allowed to open two total doors.
Yeah.
So the first team, the first door they opened was the refrigerator, and so they found all sorts of condiments and things like that, so they were able to, like,
try to color
this
match.
one cup was half filled with ketchup, and this one cup was half filled with milk. Okay, great.
And some things they just tried to match on color and consistency.
Well, that's because the other door that they opened was just a pantry door that had nothing in it. even though there was a pantry door with a window that you could see there was stuff behind
Yeah.
it. So, like, it was, hilarity ensued, right? The second team figured, oh, wait, there's 2 doors between us. So let's just open the doors between us. Bring the cups that have the liquid in them to the other room, pour half of it into the empty cups, and then ta-da, the cups match, right? So it's very much a letter of the law, and had they not opened a third door, they would have won.
Yeah.
So all sorts of funny things. So anyways, what does this have to do with our other advent? We've decided to do a task advent with the children, where every day has some weird task. Today's task was weigh out 10 grams of sugar. Closest wins.
Without being able to see what's on the scale.
Right. So Adrian goes, and by the way, JM Knitter asked how old our children are, so I'll go along with this. So Adrian is, 15? 15, yes. Adrian, our middle child, our 15-year-old, goes and takes a bowl and pours out what he expects to be 10 grams of sugar. And I think he ends up pouring like 200 or something. Right? Which is totally what I would have done. I was the judge in this case. And then Chris, who is
10.
our 10-year-old, he's our youngest, he goes and grabs a teaspoon, or like a half teaspoon or something. He's like, I think it's 3 or 4 of these, because this kid has an infinite amount of random knowledge related to various things that he's done once or twice, right? So presumably he gets this knowledge from some baking he's done, and he goes and he measures it out, and he gets pretty darn close. He was, I think he got 20 grams or something. Then Jill comes along, pulls out a
teaspoon. Which a teaspoon is 5 milliliters. And lots of food things have a density similar to water, which is 1 gram per 1 milliliter.
And goes and gets 12 grams.
Yep.
Then Gab, who is
17.
Our 17-year-old, our oldest, they went and took out a tablespoon and puts the tablespoon on the table, grabs a handful of sugar and starts like pouring sugar into the tablespoon.
Yeah, because
like you can't just scoop the tablespoon into the sugar. That would make sense. And they got 8 grams. So Jill and Gab tied.
And Gab said, well, I looked up on my phone how many, like, what's the volume of, 10 grams of sugar, and it was like 2/3 of a tablespoon.
Right. Which that was not against the rules. So
Which wasn't against the rules.
My favorite thing about this is to encourage the creativity, and I actually really like when people figure out a way to just cheese the rules. Luis, by the way, says Taskmaster is fantastic, and asks, have you watched the season with Jason Matsukas?
I think so, yes.
He was the first American on the show because he asked to be on it. Yeah, I haven't seen the full season. I've seen a couple of tasks or some episodes with him on it. And yeah, he is hilarious because they play up the, American foreigner to an extreme. And you can imagine with Jason Matsukas, him really leaning into it, right? Amy says, I regularly weigh out 45 grams of sugar for bread, so I would have done well on this task. So other task that we've had yesterday was make an ornament to designate to represent the year.
Year.
And then there's a family vote as to who wins. We had one where everybody had to make a drawing, and Gab had to guess
Who drew
what. What else? What was one of the earlier ones? We had some really good early ones. Stand up after 100 seconds.
Yep.
That one was great because, like, Jill, you had it near dead on, and Adrian and I were so sure of ourselves, and we were like way up at 200, 300 seconds. Heather, by the way, says late but hi. Hello, Heather. Late is perfectly welcome. So yeah, we have a bunch of different ideas that we've put together, and one, I wrote the task a little bit too broadly, and the family voted to restrict the rules a little bit because it was how many S words can you say in 1 minute?
Oh yeah.
And Gab was like, well, can I just keep saying the same word? And by the letter of what I wrote, yes, you could have, but the family voted no, it had to be different words.
Yeah.
But again, I like it when people... I voted for letting Gab do it, because...
Yeah. Gab is very good at finding exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
For a long time, we were encouraging them to go into law.
And so the winner of each day gets points. Should be an evenly distributed number of days where the different family members are judges, so they don't get points. Or the way that they judge, they could get points. Gab has many times just decided not to participate.
Yeah. But they may be ahead on points.
But they might be ahead because they only participate when they're sure they can win. This day is going really well for me, especially because I'm just like, I don't care about the slopes.
Yeah, you're spinning a little thicker too.
Yes, kind of, but not really.
Maybe I'm mostly paying attention to slopes.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think you're going to beat me today.
Do
you have a second strip?
This is the second strip.
Oh, yes. You are definitely going to beat me today.
That's good, because then I can look up my dad joke, because I forgot to do that.
Oh.
I actually didn't forget. I started, and then I got distracted by something.
I'm tempted to just bump up the speed on my spinner.
Oh, you can. We'll be here for a while if you don't.
Like, they would complain.
No, that's true. What else? What else has been going on?
I don't know. I have a lot of orders to put out tomorrow and a lot of bats still to make.
Oh, when I'm done, I can show off the dish.
Yes. Because I did remember to grab it.
I did remember to grab it.
Bring it down here.
Yeah.
And we get a new 3D printer tomorrow, hopefully. And
hopefully.
I get fiber tomorrow, hopefully.
What do you expect in the delivery tomorrow?
There's next year's supply of undyed buoy.
Nice.
There's otter. And then there's some Polewort DK. Because I really need to restock on Polewort DK. And then there's a bunch of UK breed specific fiber. So like Shetland and I think some BFL and some other Cheviot.
Oh, that's what we should talk about. James Knitter
What?
says you both look stunning in your blue creations. Please
Yes.
discuss.
So Nick was saying I should wear one of the sweaters he's knit for me. So the sweater I'm wearing is one that Nick knit for me, and Real Love is getting a lace like knit mohair blend sweater. And the extra special thing is this sweater was knit entirely in the air.
Yeah, only on the airplane.
Only on the airplane.
So when I was traveling a lot more for work, I mean, it took like
it took a couple years. Yeah, it took a while.
But it was my airplane project.
So it is very warm, even though it is very holy, because of the mohair.
I mean, it won't stop any wind, but
yes, but it does keep me very warm.
Yeah.
And then Nick is wearing a Dustland sweater by Stephen West in Bowie DK. So I used to have Bowie available as a custom milled DK weight yarn, but there's like a few straggling skeins left in the shop, and that's it. And I probably won't get it remilled because every time I've done it, it takes me 4 years
to get through
to
the
sell
supply,
to sell through the supply.
Yeah.
And I've done 2 runs. I think if I do anything, I'd get it done as a fingering weight, which I've done before.
Oh, that's sold
but
faster.
Just undyed. No, well, the fingering weight was all dyed in the wool. So like that one took a while to sell too. But if I did fingering weight undyed and hand dyed it, because I haven't ever offered a non-superwash fingering weight yarn. And Bowie makes a really nice fingering weight yarn, especially for color work.
I'm actually thinking about my hook fell off the end.
Oh gosh.
There we go. It's not actually a hook, it's one of those sliding loop things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I forgot what I was going to say. So I guess I won't say it.
So yeah.
Oh my god, if I keep on messing up like this, you might catch up.
I don't think so. I think you have a strong lead.
Yeah, I do believe I may have been spinning a little bit thicker, but... Oh well.
Oh well.
We made gingerbread houses today.
Mm-hmm.
The children were very...
They had fun and chaotic. Yes.
There was lots of designs that we won't talk about.
And I am desperately doing a whole bunch of last-minute crafting. Because youngest asked for a sweater. And he was like...
There's no way you're getting that done for Christmas. Actually, the
probably
rate
not
you've been
because
going,
Base12.
the rate you've been
I
going,
have 2
you
sleeves.
Could, yeah, actually.
So I just finished a blanket for him, a crocheted blanket that took me like a year and a half. Because it was
huge.
Like it's huge, and it was like sport weight cotton yarn, and
it's almost like
and
a
it's
twin
a twin.
size.
It is like a twin size blanket. It took a while. It is lovely. He loves it to death. He turned around and he was like, I was like, "Do you want like a hand knit sweater or anything for me?" And I was like, "I think I have some yarn." Like, he's like, he thinks about it for a day or two, and he's just like, "How long would it take you to knit me a sweater?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "Do you think you could get it done by Christmas?" So.
When that little boy asked for something,
Yeah.
it's hard to say no.
Yeah. We always joke that he rolled a nat 20 when it comes to charisma.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not a joke. That's a fact.
Yeah, like, and it's not like he's a
He doesn't abuse it too, which is the
He
nice
doesn't
thing.
abuse it, but it's not like he's a normal, like, run-of-the-mill kid. He is off the wall, and you will still love him.
We have some of our friends have nicknamed him Crash.
Yeah, he used to be a little bit more less reserved than he is now. He was a fearless toddler. He's still pretty fearless. He will strike up an in-depth conversation with anyone once they show some interest. So I am trying to finish a sweater for him, which not as quick as. This is the problem with the children getting,
Bigger,
more adult-sized. It's not so quick to.
Well, that's what happens when you feed them.
Yeah. Gab is slightly smaller than knitting a sweater for myself. Adrian is U-sized, so. And now he's been like, oh, I would like some hand knit socks. And he's wearing 13 wides right now.
His feet are bigger than mine, which is saying something. I thought you were going to say Gab at least has the good sense to be a normal size.
Yes. But Gab asked for more knitted things. They have asked for a Fair Isle vest. An actual Fair Isle, not just stranded knitting, actual Fair Isle. So.
And then they.
And then there's like 2 other vests and a cowl and other stuff like in the queue as well for them.
Yeah, they bought a kit. This is the kit that I've been knitting that we talked about.
Yes.
Right? And they were like, yeah, I don't want to knit this though. I want the end product, but I don't want to knit it. Can you knit it for me?
Yeah. And then there's like a cabled cardigan they want. And then a plain vest. And I think a pinguino too.
What's a pinguino?
Stephen West, like bulky jacket. But they are currently working on their entry for Maryland Sheep and Wool garment competition. So
What is that?
They inherited this vintage crochet magazine collection this summer, courtesy of a friend of a friend. And they have been using it very much. They love making crocheted lace. They found a bedspread pattern that they're adopting into a like shawl with hand-dyed yarn from me. So they won some ribbons last year and therefore, are like, oh, this is a thing I've got to do.
Yeah, if any of you were at Maryland Sheep and Wool and saw a Good Omens scarf that it was a gradient scarf crocheted. The scarf itself was not anything special necessarily, but it had felted versions of Azrael and what's the
Aziraphale.
Aziraphale.
Yeah. As in the opening sequence for
and the
Good
artwork
Omens.
for the opening sequence. So that's what Gab made. That's what Gab won ribbon for.
Multiple ribbons for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Jam Knitter is asking, do any of our children spin?
Gab spins.
Gab has the capability to spin. Chris has spun a little bit too.
So is Adrian, but not much. Like they're not. They can't spin independently.
Yeah.
Gab can spin independently. But Gab maybe spins once a year. And I think they've done more spinning on their Turkish spindle than on a spinning wheel.
Gab viewed spinning as a challenge of I want to learn how to do this and I'm going to.
But Gab does a big I can have no overlap of exact craft with mother. So.
Well, I just remember when Gab was learning how to spin, I'm driving and I look in the rearview mirror, and there's Gab while I'm driving, you know, with all the turns and starts and stops, doing drop spindling in the back seat.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, talk about hard mode.
Well, they used to have me do hand sewing for them, because they didn't do it. They didn't like doing it, and they just recently have started doing their hand sewing because they're doing sewing projects for class and school this year. And after their latest project, they're like, "Mother, you're not doing any more of my hand sewing anymore."
Oh, why is that?
Oh, they're
You're
better
just
than
not
me.
good enough?
I'm not good enough. My invisible hymns are not as invisible as theirs. I said, "You just care more than I do," and they're like, "Yep." So I have gotten myself out of doing their hand sewing.
Well, that's a classic thing of if you don't want to do it, just do a bad job.
I wasn't meaning to do a bad job. It was an okay job. It was serviceable. Sewing is just not my craft.
Yeah. And Amy also appropriately notes that our family T-Rex also spins.
Yeah.
Joanne says, sounds like Gab also has the family competitive streak.
A
Just
little.
a bit.
They didn't used to. And then they finally like tried it. And then
Tried competing.
Tried competing. They avoided competing for a long, long time, and then once they actually tried it, they have it. They are much more motivated to do something if they can beat somebody.
We had a wonderful,
Especially if it's someone they don't like.
we had a wonderful conversation because you get all these medals for doing honors band stuff, right? And so there's people in the local honors band that Gab has been doing since middle school now, right?
Yeah, but Gab never tried out for it in middle school. But they're
And when did they start trying out for it? In high school?
in freshman year.
Okay. But so, of course, everybody, when they go, they have their collection of medals. And Gab is now like, if I would have started earlier, I would have had more medals. And
Yeah.
so now they're like, Mother, can I borrow some of your medals when you did this stuff so I can put them on my vest?
I'm like, that's cheating.
Stolen valor.
Yep.
I didn't think this was going to happen this year.
What?
Me finishing before you.
It always happens on the Slubby signature blends when I'm spinning something smoother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I definitely have the trick of not caring what happens
Your consistency of
to
your
my
wraps.
slubs.
Because I think your wraps per inch right now is about probably almost half of my wraps per inch.
Well, you know.
Because I'm at like 28. And I would bet you're at like, I don't know,
Well, it depends which part
14.
you're looking at.
Yeah.
Not a 14.
16.
No way.
Yes, way.
No way. Give me that.
So for the people asking for more, I do offer more of the Base 12 stuff. It will probably go up in January.
Easily at 20.
And it will be, the bats are made to order, and the hand dyed will also be dyed to order.
Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Okay.
Because I do have a little bit of a supply of Target bamboo silk. So it's something that once I'm out of, I don't know if I'll be getting more. Because the place I get it from sources it from the UK, and just, I don't know, anything dealing with international commerce right now is kind of iffy.
Okay, that's Okay, so I have a list of topics here that we can talk about as well, remember?
Yeah.
So you wanted to talk about the wool used for the U.S. Winter Olympics.
Oh yeah. So what was this, a week or two ago? They announced the uniforms, the nice dress uniforms for the U.S. Olympic team, since we have a Winter Olympics coming up in 2026. And Ralph Lauren usually does the dress uniforms for the Olympic team, and they always strive to use a U.S. wool. And this year they are using Shiniko. So Shiniko is a trademarked breed, kind of, that's been developed from some Western ranches. It is a Merino, Rambouillet, Columbia genetics. It subscribes to what's called the Responsible Wool Standard. So they follow fair trade practices as well as sustainability practices for, how they pasture the sheep, the fair, humane practices for labor, and it is a completely domestic supply chain. So all the processing, spinning, scouring, everything, making of the fabric, all happens within the U.S.
Yeah, you've had some Shiniko in your shop.
Yes,
too.
and I carry a Shiniko tweed in the shop, which is
You had it before
milled
it was cool.
in. Yes, I had it before it was cool. It's milled in the Carolinas, so it is a domestic blend.
And you were also telling me that Shiniko's a little bit of an advertisement aspect of it because
Yeah, because it's
a blend
it's
that a lot
trademarked
of
and
U.S.
stuff.
sheep are already, right? It's a breed.
Well, so the thing is that most what is labeled as U.S. Merino is actually usually a Merino Rambouillet cross. Which, if you don't know, Rambouillet is a cousin to Merino. It's a French Merino. But I like Rambouillet a little bit better than Merino. The fiber is a little bit sturdier and not as delicate, even at the same micron. And the crimp's a little bit more robust. It's not as easily stretched out as Merino. But still same low 20 micron softness. So definitely great for next to skin. Rambouillet is one of my favorite fibers to use for sweaters. And you have a Rambouillet hand-spun sweater that you've beaten the hell out of.
Yeah.
And still looks great. And that one's probably, that sweater's getting near to a decade old.
Oh, wow. And the Shiniko, what's the micron count on that usually?
Depends. They sell a couple different microns. I've seen it as a 24.5 micron wool. I've also seen it as I think the Shiniko in the Shiniko tweed I sell is a 20.5 micron Shiniko. So it's still in the low 20s, but you can't, there's definitely a difference between the almost 25 micron Shiniko versus the 20. I prefer the 20.5 micron Shiniko. It's really nice to spin and really soft and lofty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that it's. I remember when you first introduced it, you were like, nobody's ever heard of this. I don't know if anybody's going to buy it, but I really love it, and it's fantastic. And I'm glad that it's getting some more popularity.
I see it more and more, and I see people actually knowing what it is.
Yeah. Nobody's saying anything.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's focused on spinning and listening to you, so. Okay, I can go back to my list of topics. We've already covered this a couple of times of just throw away your waste,
Mm-hmm.
And you went a little bit in detail of that yesterday. And you've mentioned this a little bit, but I don't know if you want to talk specifically about anything related to how tariffs are impacting your shop supply.
So tariffs are fun. Tariffs are fun because you can have an idea of what they're going to be. That does not necessarily know exactly how much they're going to charge you. So in case you don't know what happens with importing anything, especially for a small business like me where it's getting shipped via like UPS or FedEx or DHL, my stuff gets shipped. I get an email that says, hey, you got tariffs to pay. You have to pay them in the next couple of days or else we're sending the package back. So there's not really a chance to be like, that doesn't sound right. So when they removed the de minimis, the first package, I had a package go through in the midst of all of that when everything was crazy.
And still confused and people not
And
knowing
still confused
exactly
what was what. And it wasn't a de minimis package. It was a couple $1,000s of wool. I got a tariff bill for $1,400, which was about a rate of about 60%. It should not have been that much. However, the fun thing is, under the new rules, if they think, if they can question the country of origin for anything in the shipment, they have the right to charge about a 50% tariff on the entire shipment. And I have spent since the end of July trying to be like, that's not what you should have charged, because they don't send you very detailed bills.
Yeah,
explaining like what they charged on what part of the shipment and this and that. It is just like this is just what we're charging you.
and this is, as you noted, you couldn't just say, well, I'm not going to pay it.
Let's get this sorted out.
Let's get it sorted out. No, you have to pay it first.
And then sort it out.
Unless you want them to ship your stuff back, at which point you lose out on everything.
So about 5 months later, and I'm still waiting for the U.S. government to get back to me on me saying, hey, that wasn't right. But the good news is that this latest shipment, which I made sure did not include anything that could be questioned in terms of country of origin, got through with the appropriate tariff rate that I expect from the UK, which is about 22%.
But generically, that's a description as to why some of the stuff in the shop is getting refined, let's say.
Yes, because as has been the case for almost all of human civilization, China and India are about the only places that can commercially produce silk at a price that anybody wants to pay. And both of those countries have very high tariffs on them. And it also means that customs can basically say, we know that silk came from India or China. Same thing for fibers like cashmere, yak, that kind of stuff. Some of that stuff, it kind of raises a red flag in terms of country of origin. And so with how things are, it's a big risk to import those fibers at this time.
Yeah.
Or anything containing those fibers.
Louise says they do that on purpose because a lot of people will just pay it and not question it. And I'll say that was the case with much smaller tariff percentages. Once you're getting up to the 50, 60%,
people notice.
Everybody notices, and it's been a huge kerfuffle, let's say. But absolutely, because...
And none of the shipping companies had the staff to handle.
Yeah.
Like,
so we can't really blame the shipping companies at that point, because they're having to lean on things like AI because they didn't have the opportunity.
I'm pretty sure almost all of my email correspondence with DHL has been AI.
And Louise also notes we're having similar issues in the science world with suppliers.
I'm sure.
Joanne, by the way, rewinding a little bit, says, thanks for that info about Shiniko. I've seen it more and more available, but didn't know what it was. So
it's really nice stuff.
Yeah.
And it is a domestic wool. So it's not going to be affected by all this tariff nonsense.
Do you still have some in the shop?
Yeah, I have Shiniko tweed.
Okay.
Both dyed and undyed.
Good. I remember the first time I saw you, you dyed. We've been trying to reach you about your cross-extended warranty.
Yes. No, I
Which-
never dyed that on Shiniko tweed. That was on.
Pretty sure
That was
that's-
South American tweed.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that was it.
Shiniko's. I've had 2 tweed bases in the shop, and no, I do Shiniko because it's my favorite tweed base I've spun.
The Knitted Bean says, I'm keeping my eye out for a particular colorway on the Shiniko tweed.
What is it?
What's the colorway?
If you guys tell me what you want, I'm much more likely to make it happen.
I was going to say, I've got some ins with the dyer. I can help you out.
I have a massive spreadsheet that lists all of my colorways and what I should dye it on. And so it's I don't know, it's probably like most people's Ravelry queues. There's no way you're actually ever going to catch up.
Crab mentality.
Okay. I'll put that in my brain. Now's a really good time to ask me for things because I'm going to start doing my dyeing for Maryland sheep and wool soon.
Is it a good time for me to ask you for things?
Yes.
Ooh.
Is it dyeing fiber?
Oh, okay. We're limiting it to that.
Yes,
Okay.
dyeing fiber
Alright.
yarn. And so when I dye a colorway, I dye it on 6 different bases at a time. That's just the way that the production works. And so when I'm dyeing for Maryland, I'll dye a little bit for I'll dye some bases that might go up in the shop and other ones that are going to go to Maryland. Because for Maryland, I usually pick somewhere between 6 to 8 fiber bases to bring because I don't want to have too many different fiber options. I kind of want to have at least 6 colorways in every fiber base.
Diane, by the way, notes, I want 2 more Hail Satin on Shiniko tweed.
I haven't dyed Hail Satin in a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any in stock. I might have it on. No, I don't even think I have it on Cormo.
I'm gonna have to screen cap this
Yeah, the request.
the request list so that you have it available.
So, I'm only thinking, what fiber bases do I currently have that you might see in the shop? I have my 80/20 Fine Polworth Mulberry Silk. There is 80/20 Rambouillet Silk, Shiniko Tweed. There's going to be Falkland. There's going to be Merino. There's going to be Wensleydale. There's going to be BFL. There's going to be Corriedale. There's going to be some Targhee Bamboo Silk. There's Superwash Targhee. There's a BFL Silk. There's Merino Yak Silk. There's some Polworth Llama Silk.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's going to be a really limited run. I can't get any more of that. There's Camel Merino, which there's not going to be much more of that.
The Knitted Bean says, Falkland.
There's some yak silk. I stocked up on things. I was like, I don't know when I might get this again. Do I have money? Let me buy fiber.
And James Knitter says, I'll take one of each.
I think that's all the fiber bases.
Nice.
Yarn bases are going down. So now I'm only dyeing 4 yarn bases. I'm dyeing a 50/50 Superwash BFL Tussa Silk lace weight. Targhee Sock, which is a 90/10 Superwash Targhee nylon. Targhee Sport, which is a 90/10 Superwash Targhee nylon sport, also works as a DK weight yarn too. And Polworth DK, which is a non-superwash.
Donna notes that she missed the naming of the day 3 blend. Can you repeat the info? It is Maraschino.
Maraschino, it is an 80/10/10 Targhee Bamboo Silk.
Which I feel like you should have had a cocktail for this one.
I should have. But I don't necessarily remember what day is what. So maybe I'll have to go and after we're done, make myself a cocktail with maraschino. I can make myself an aviation. It's my favorite cocktail with maraschino liqueur.
Good call. You're taking a long time for this, Jill.
I'm sorry.
Now that there's no chance of you beating me today, you're just gonna be.
I'm making sure I'm doing a
lackadaisical.
good job. I also bet this bump was more than half an ounce. I'm gonna blame it on whoever divided the fiber.
Isn't that you?
Most of the time, not always.
Okay, then you can blame.
Yeah.
Blame away. I'm a little bit mesmerized, and you guys can't see it, but because Jill's wheel is this stark white, but the bobbin is a black plastic. It's really, whenever you actually are drafting out and letting your single into the bobbin, there's this like pulsation of the I don't know what it is, like the blur. It changes ever so slightly. I'm gonna have to see if I can get this on video, and I can. Oh no, it doesn't look like that at all.
No, it doesn't.
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Oh my!
The frame rate does not
the frame rate does not makes it look like the sparrow is going so slow.
So sorry. There's this really cool thing that's happening that you guys can't see. I'm just gonna stare at it now. Anyways, that's why I keep on looking down in that direction, because it's distracting.
And someday I'll dye cotton again.
Amy, by the way, says, I don't remember dividing this color, so...
So that would be me.
That'd be you.
Oh no, Red did this.
Oh.
Red divided all of the... Well, I mean, I divided the fiber. So it all gets dyed as 4-ounce lengths. And then it gets broken into 8 to get half ounces, because that's how math works. And I think Red, when she was visiting, divided all the Target bamboo silks into half ounces. So,
with how much longer you're taking than me, I'm thinking you might have a full
which
ounce
be
there.
impressed, because Red was here in September. So that tells you, like,
yeah,
how long I work on Base 12 in the background.
Well, maybe you can talk a little bit about your planning process as it relates to Base 12.
So Base 12 gets planned usually in July, as far as what fibers I'm going to use. What base I'm going to use.
The theme,
the colors. And then dyeing usually happens in August, and that kind of gets done and out of the way. Then the signature blends are divided up to make sure that I don't like run out. And then the bats are made last. But I think even this year I had the bats designed before Base 12 went up. And then it's, the last thing to finish is the bats. So I make 80 kits every year. So that means 480 ounces of fiber, which is 30 pounds of fiber, goes into Base 12. And so a third of that is bats. So that's 10 pounds of bats I have to make for Base 12.
And every year when the Base 12 stuff starts to go out.
And each bat is a 2-ounce bat.
So every year when all the Base 12 shipments start to go out, there is a giant human-sized sack of bags that I always want to take a photo of, but I can't because it's got shipping addresses on it and everything. We don't want to dox anyone.
There's several human-sized bags when Base 12 ships.
But it's astounding how much of stuff goes out when it's ready to go. I always enjoy the process, because once you come up with a theme, you also come to me with some ideas about what we might want to do for artwork. And,
Yep. Nik does all the design work for Base12.
Yeah. And we do all the screen printing by hand ourselves. We make the screen. We screen print in our basement. It's usually a couple of days of covering the floor in wet screen printed bags, and then letting them dry, then heat setting them, and then getting ready to pack everything. And then when we fill the bags is hilarious too, because we have big plastic bags full of each individual day. We put them in a circle, and then there's somebody at the center with a bag, 1, 2, 3, 4, spinning around. Gets a little bit dizzy. But yeah, it's fun to do this for you guys. Right, so, seriously, like I'm out
sorry.
of things to talk about.
But yeah, but that's why Base12 will be 80, and probably not ever be more than 80 kits.
Yeah.
I can't, because the way it goes, I would have to add 40 more kits
yeah.
to fit it into the production. And I don't know if I could increase my workload by a third.
Yeah. I think a lot of the stuff would be possible, but considering the fact that you start in July already.
Yes.
Right. You wanna increase it? Well, now you got to start. Okay, Base12 for this year's done. Start to take next year. Which is what Santa does, right?
Yeah, but I have Maryland to do.
Yeah, sure.
It's basically Maryland takes over my production for the first half of the year. I get a little bit of a break for the summer, and or I have a little bit of production to do for SSK. Next year, because there isn't going to be SSK, I'm actually going to do something for Tour de Fleece.
Cool.
So it'll be Maryland, Tour de Fleece, Base12. That's what's going on in the background.
Major things
that are going on in the background.
James Knitter, by the way, says Base12 is a beautiful product. You put a lot of heart and skill into it. We love it. It's fun for us.
It's fun.
And we love sharing our crazy ideas with you guys, and we really appreciate it. That you want some of these crazy ideas. Do you have any idea of what you're going to be doing for Tour de Fleece?
I will probably bring back the Will It Blend bats.
And
I'm thinking of I might, depending on how life is, do a colorway.
Dyed colorway, you mean?
A dyed colorway.
Nice.
But I really enjoy the Will It Blend bats. I've done it before for Tour de Fleece, and I think it was 6 ounces of bats, and you got a choice of like complex neutrals or rainbow.
Okay.
And so, but it was Will It Blend, so it's mystery bats. So the same usual like 75% wool, or 70% wool, 30% other stuff. And you choose, whether or not you want some neutrals or whether or not you want a rainbow. And, sometimes it's a jewel rainbow. Sometimes it's a very primary rainbow. Sometimes it's a pastel rainbow. It's whatever I want to do. But I have seen some amazing finished garments and stuff out of those Will It Blend bats over the years.
You've had just the Will It Blend concept in general, you've had a lot of fun with.
Yes. It is sometimes nice not to make the same thing over and over and over again.
Hollis, by the way, says, thank you for all of your work to create Base 12 each year. It's the best part of the holidays for me.
Aw.
Thank you.
See, I am going to finish tonight sometime.
Eventually.
Yes!
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You are very, very consistently thin. I think you're spinning thinner than you were before.
No, I checked my revs per inch.
Okay.
It's back how I did the first day.
Good.
Rumpelstiltskin was a little fat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was just like, okay, Rumpelstiltskin's going to do what it wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's reminding me of something on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember completely. So. Oh well.
I always hate the last like staple length of top.
Right? Because it seems to go
seems
forever.
to go take forever.
Yeah. Luis, by the way, says, this is my first year doing Base 12, and I'm definitely on board for future years.
There we go.
Excellent.
I finally finished. It wasn't even close.
Good job. So I was printing something earlier today.
Yeah.
And then I heard some music coming from the printer.
Oh?
Yeah. The paper was jamming. Thank you very much for joining us. By the way, Natalie agrees that the Base 12 is so much fun. Hopefully the dad jokes don't keep you away. We will see you here tomorrow. Thank you very
8 p.m.
much. Have a good night.
Good night.